Welcome to Dave's Take. Today we're talking about Lilo and Stitch, the second Disney live-action remake this year already. And it's not even June. And everyone's really excited about it. So yeah, Lilo and Stitch is just a remake of the 2002 Lilo and Stitch. And that's... what else do you want me to say? I'm not going to repeat myself. If you've been following my channel, I am tired of these Disney live-action remakes. I understand why they make them. Clearly, because this movie made so much money this past weekend. So we're past that point. We understand why they're made, so let's talk about Lilo and Stitch as a movie. I didn't like this movie. It's very simple. If you want to watch Lilo and Stitch, just watch the 2002 version. It is much better. It's much more superior. And I've said this before in my reviews of the other Disney live-action remakes. They're kind of hard to review because I'm essentially watching almost the same exact movie that I've seen 20 years ago. So almost all the positives that are in this Lilo and Stitch movie come from the original version. So I can't give this movie too much credit for that. If you love that original story and you want to see it in live action, yeah, you'll probably have a good time with Lilo and Stitch. Watching this and all the other live action remakes, two things are so obvious to me. One, animation is just this pure form of art. Animation is just so great that there's a reason why we have a whole genre for that. Sometimes a character or a story just translates better as animation. It's the proper way to tell a certain story. So transforming this into live action, so much of it just doesn't look right and doesn't work. There's a reason why things just look awkward when it's live action. There is a whole genre to tell the story a certain way and why that original movie works so much better. And the second thing that's obvious to me, which I alluded to earlier in the video, is that these movies are just cash grabs, but it's not some big fucking secret. But what I'm trying to say is when I'm watching these movies, these live action movies, there's just no creative choices here. The direction is just so dull. There is no creativity everywhere. It just feels like a product. And that's the complete opposite when you watch the original versions of these movies because they're so colorful, they are imaginative, and they're just great. These live action movies just feel gross because it just sucks out all of that. But also when it comes to aspects of filmmaking, specifically with this movie, it just feels like it's all over the place. Like the pacing in this movie is so quick. There are times the movie really needed to breathe and just slow down, but it doesn't. It almost feels like the movie just wants to be done. There are two sequences that came to mind. The opening sequence and then the sequence where Stitch is at a wedding. It was happening way too fast. The edits were so quick. There were the quick cuts. I mean, whoever edited this movie, were they on fucking cocaine? And yeah, there's a few changes from this movie from the original. And I applaud when the studio fucking tries to do something at least a little different, but it's nothing too different here to give the studio any credit. Yeah, they get rid of a character completely. I don't really care. They change some other stuff towards the end. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm sort of 50-50 on it. The only positive I can give this movie is Maya K. Loha is great here. She plays a fantastic Leo. She steals the whole entire movie. She's funny. She's adorable. You can tell she's so excited to be in this movie. She brings so much energy to the movie. She is by far the best part about this new Lilo and Stitch. And yeah, Stitch is pretty cute. There are parts where Stitch does cute things. I like Stitch. I really like the original Lilo and Stitch. That's why this is just so frustrating. I mean, I've said all that needs to be said about these live action remakes. I've said it in my other reviews. I've kind of touched on this review. Like, there's nothing more to be said. They are what they are. They are a remake of a story that you probably loved when you were younger, and they're still great stories, but they're way better as animation. So when it comes to filmmaking, there's absolutely no reason why they should be making these movies, but from a financial standpoint, I totally understand why they're doing it. This movie made almost $200 million this past weekend. If I had to guess, it probably wasn't super hard for the studio to either greenlit this or even get this made. While I'm happy people are going to the movie theaters, it is kind of depressing. It's just to go see a worse version of a movie we've seen 20 years ago. So if you're absolutely obsessed with Lilo and Stitch, I'm sure you'll like this movie. If you like these Disney live action remakes, I'm sure you're going to have a good time. If you're like me and you're tired of this shit, you're not going to have a good time. Where does this rank with all the other Disney live action remakes? I don't care. I'm going to give Lilo and Stitch 4.5 Davey Daves. I had no idea Zach Galifianakis was in this movie. That kind of threw me off. I love Zach Galifianakis. Like, I'm not upset he was in the movie. That just sort of surprised me. And it does kind of go into one of my issues with some character changes, but I don't know what they're really supposed to do. And like I said, I don't really care. So, Lilo and Stitch. Let me know what you guys thought of it once you've seen it. I'm curious to hear. And thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Davey's Takes.